Hey, do you like the hat? We just got back and I'm trying to extend the holiday feeling. It doesn't really work, does it, once you're back at home in the routine? But I tell you what does work, what I want to talk to you about today. If you are a network marketer and you want to use social media for these two things. Number one, you want more attention and eyes and engagement on anything that you post, so that you can reach more people with the message that you're trying to get out there. And then number two, to have those people, compel them to be like, I gotta know what it is that you're doing. I think I may want to do this, and reach out to you. That may sound like, oh yeah, I've heard that kind of stuff before, but I'm gonna do it for free right now. I'm gonna lay out exactly what you shouldn't do, what you should do, the principles behind it, and I'm gonna give you some physical examples that you can actually go and run with on your social media accounts the second that you've consumed this training. We'll go through these examples. So if you are able to, I would suggest taking notes, or at least committing this to memory and go and giving this a try straight away on your social media account after watching this training. So let's start with, what is social media, the role of it in you building a network marketing business? Now, you may think, oh, I want to sign people up. That's true. But that comes in segments. If you're trying to invite, present, educate, convince, just pressure almost people into doing everything via social media, like you just think what you post out there is going to accomplish everything for you, that's a big mistake, and the first one I see when I'm coaching people. You are going to at some point have to have some kind of point of contact. When you're asking people to commit their entire financial future to you and work with you in business, like imagine any other model. Hey, I want to start a franchise. Okay, read my last 5 social media posts and then just go sign up yourself. You'd be like, what? I want to know a bit more about this. So you are at some point going to have to pick up the phone, or at least individually message them or invite them to a webinar, something that fills in some spaces. So that's the first mistake. If you're trying to convince them all via coming across the finish line just in your social media timeline, big mistake. That's why that's not working for you. A way that you can actually help that and avoid that is by having a 5:1 ratio. And I'm going to give you exactly what to do in the one post that's going to be about your business as I move through. But this 5:1 ratio means 5 natural posts and 1 that can be about your business. Think about someone you know right now who you've probably already unfollowed, and the reason you unfollowed them was because they were driving you crazy, making you feel bad every time you were looking at their newsfeed. Okay, what do you do? How do you consume on social media? How do most people consume on social media? The people that you want in your team. It's a decompression. It's entertainment. It's some space. If you're a parent like I am, it's a time without constant questions, right? And having to think on your toes all the time. So, you get your phone out and you just have a little look about life and you browse through that. If every time you read someone's post and it's like, say they're in health and wellness and it's like, hey, you're fat, you shouldn't be eating that, it's going to give you cancer, it's going to kill you, over and over and over and over again, join my team, buy my product, join my team, buy my product. You're like, oh, I just want to blow my brains out when I read this post. You've got a slice of pizza and you're like, oh, I'm really not going to enjoy this. It isn't going to change your behavior. They may be right. You may need to lose some weight. You may need to stop eating or drinking Coke or whatever it may be. But you're an adult and you can make that opinion and that change and decision for yourself. If they're constantly beating you over the head with it, you just don't feel good and you turn your eyes away from them. And that's not good for business. You want people's eyes on you. And then you can deliver a more powerful message when you have them one-on-one. Do you see how that switch could make a big, huge difference in yours and a lot of people's marketing in our industry? What's entertaining? What's funny? What would you post if you weren't trying to sell something? Do that. Be an attractive person. Be funny. Be entertaining. Allow people to engage with you and be social with them. So let me give you some examples of what does work, and then that one post that would actually work really, really well to have people reach out to you or take a next step. You want to consider the benefit of what you're doing. For example, people look at me now and they go, it's okay for you, Richard, you travel a lot, I'm making good money now, which I'm very grateful for. So it's easy for you to share attractive things and get loads of likes on stuff. I accept that now, for definitely it's easier. But when I first began, I did the same stuff, and that's what turned things around on social media for me. For me, think about from a financial point of view, I was working overtime, I was doing 80-hour weeks. I literally, for one of my first goals, just wanted to be able to take a Sunday afternoon off, like outside my window that we back onto fields, there's a duck pond. I wanted to be able to take Sunday afternoon off. So with my little girl, like a little girl Ava, and my wife Rachel, I wanted to be able to go and take a walk with them and feed the ducks. So on my social media, when I started to learn and get educated the way I'm educating you now and take this advice, instead of like, you know, pushing, you should join my team if you want financial freedom, if you need money, blah, 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 I just take a little, imagine this, I take a selfie with myself and my wife and my daughter, the ducks behind us, the countryside, my little girl's throwing a bit of bread, we're all smiling, we're happy, and I was like, I'm so grateful that after 3 years, I'm finally able to knock Sunday overtime on the head and enjoy these experiences. So people will look at that and go, I work too hard too, wouldn't they? They want to relate to you. They go, I work too hard. What's happened? That's the natural question. Why are they no longer having to work overtime like I am? Or why are they no longer working as hard? Even if they're just 9 to 5, they're like, I wish I could cut my hours back. Most people would make the same money in less hours if they could, right? So that curiosity is raised, is peaked. Post number 2, I could be talking about a product. Let's say I was in health and wellness, which I'm not, but I work with a lot of people in health and wellness. You know, I see them doing before and after pictures all the time of all these people. That stuff doesn't work anymore. Number 1, you can't advertise it on social media. There's big no-nos against that now. And number 2, people have marketing blindness to that. They're used to seeing it. Number 3, there's so many softwares around that can change people's images. They don't trust it anyway unless they know that individual and have seen them lose the weight or get healthier. They just don't trust it. So while everybody's zigging doing that, you should zag. What's the next step? What's the benefit of the benefit? Well, imagine this. Imagine a post of a father who's always struggled with his weight. And there's a picture of him, it's a happy smiling picture, the kind of picture he would post anyway. Remember that, what I said at the beginning. So he's posting a picture he would post anyway, he's proud of his family, he's got a little girl there, and he's got his wife there. This is something I can relate to, so why I've brought this example up. And he's got his arms around them, they've got their arms around him, and everybody's smiling, everybody looks happy and relieved, and kind of thing you see on a holiday, right? They're relaxed. And he puts something on there like, I've struggled with my weight for 10 years, and it got to the point where my wife was concerned about me, my blood pressure was high, and I was embarrassed about my appearance. I'm really thankful that after 10 years of struggling, I made some changes, and I've lost, 2 stone in weight, my blood pressure is back down, and I'm able to actually play and engage in the kind of activities I couldn't, and really spend some precious time with my wife and daughter. Now again, is he saying, hey, I used to be fat, I'm not anymore, you're fat, you need to lose weight, so buy my stuff? No, you're gonna put your mind in that picture and go, I wonder what changes he made, because my husband or my father or I'm struggling with that issue, and they obviously did something that worked, and it's engaging and you're likable, and people feel that you're the kind of person that they can reach out to. So you're posting 4 or 5 times like that, and then what's the call to action? Well, the call to action brings it all together. Here's some rules that work for the call to action as in that one business post out of every 5. It has one clear next step, and it leads with your lowest resisting offer. Do not go from those 4 posts, you should join my team. That's not going to work. You're trying to do everything in the timeline again, and that's a mistake. Instead, what is the easiest, lowest resistance way that they can come and take a look at what you do? Don't be using words like network marketing, like scheme, like these kind of words that people have a high resistance to. Upline, downline, sideline, team members. These words people don't really understand, and it raises their resistance. If they think it's network marketing, they may have had a bad experience, and unfortunately our industry is very, very misunderstood. So don't spoil it for them before they do that. Don't put the company name out there. They'll just go Google it and they'll find all sorts of rubbish information. You control that flow of information and conversation with them. So the way in which you could do that would be, hey, a lot of you have been messaging me about my most recent couple of photos about what changes I have made to lower my blood pressure. So I haven't got time to respond to all of you, so what I'm going to do is I've put together this free PDF that walks you through the 7 things that I did. I've put together a little audio that goes through some of the things. Or we have a webinar coming up on Tuesday which is free, and I can put you in the same information that I saw, so you can then go and do it for yourself. The low resistant offers, they're free, they just have to give their email or register, they don't have to pay for anything, and it's something they want, and they've seen that this has been flowing through your social media, they've been paying attention to it, they've been wondering like what has he done, and now you're giving them the answer. So can you see how that would work really, really well? Over those 4 or 5 posts, you may get individuals reaching out to you, which will usually happen, and say, what changes did you make? And the ones that don't, that are just kind of the watchers, you can tie all those loose ends up in that final 5th post, which is the clear call to action to the low resistance offer, and it makes sense because of everything else that's gone before that. If you're posting business, 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 they're not going to be turned on. If you're always pushing your stuff and trying to get them to buy something straight away without conversing with you, you're doing it the wrong way. So I just hope that now, equipped with this plan of action, you've got some great ideas in which, from a business perspective, you could show the benefit of the benefit, like I did with the free time, especially if you're traveling anywhere, especially if you can afford to buy something you couldn't buy, things that real people, other people would like to be able to do. Show something aspirational. And even if you're not there just yet, here's a final tip for you. Even if you're not able to take the time off, even if you can't book the holiday or buy the car, whatever it is you want to do, give to charity, if you can't do those things yet, people want more than anything these days a mission, direction, something greater than themselves, recognition they're doing something useful. They feel so overlooked these days in everything that they do. So one of the first things that I did that really helped turn a lot of people onto what I was doing and helped me sign up a lot of people was I laid out what my vision was for the next 90 days. I was drifting through life. I was going through things that I didn't want to go through, and I brought them on myself, and I was lacking direction, and I was upset, and all these things were going through my life, and I just felt frustrated that my life wasn't going as I thought it would. I'd kind of settled into this routine that I thought was going to be temporary. So I put a stop to that out there in the open. I'm putting out there that I feel like I have more to show than my life is right now. I'm proud of my wife, I'm proud of my daughter, but I'm not proud of myself, and I could do a whole lot more. So this next 90 days, just preparing you, you're probably going to see some improvements from me, more energy, more enthusiasm. I found a mission, I found something I believe in, and I've got people around me now that I'm following to the very, very top. So I'll see you there. Now again, imagine if you read that, whether you liked it or not, whether your ears prick up and your eyes pay attention. What is Richard doing? I know Richard, he has been just like beige and grey all through his life, and I know he's been going through some difficulties, and now he seems excited, now he's passionate. What do they think? I wish I had passion in my life. I wish I had direction in my life. I wish I had goals and dreams and aspirations that I truly believed were possible for me, because most dreams are dying for people. You can be the leader that shows them, hey, you know what, I'm taking this journey, and I'd love for you to come on it too. And you can do that by using that type of language. There's no need to try and explain it. There's no need to be too detailed about it. The more curiosity you inject into what you do, the more emotion, the more aspirational you make something, the more reflective it is of real life and what they want to achieve, then the more results you're going to get, the more interest, engagement, reaching out, filling webinars, selling products, building your team. I've signed up over 500 people using the internet. I know this stuff works, and it's not just me. I coach many other people to do the same. I know this stuff works, so this is a little tip of the iceberg here that you can try right away for free. My gift to you, go and implement this into your business, and let me know if you found this useful. I don't ask for comments and stuff for engagement. I don't really care about that kind of stuff. I do all right in my business, so I don't need other people to see this. But the reason I enjoy your comments is I like to know that what I do is useful. I like to know that it makes a difference. And if you do want to put this in the hands of someone else via social media, I like to feel that what I put out there is going to help other people, help our industry, and show that we're not all these like pyramid scammer people. We're real people, trustworthy people, building legitimate businesses, and we're trying really hard to educate the masses that the better option and that they can do things in a better way to uplift our reputation, the results, and ultimately the standard of living and sense of freedom and with this one life that we all have. And I love to play my part in that. So go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses. If you want to follow my stuff on social media, I'm looking that my name is really weird, so just go type my name in on whatever social media platform that you're on, and you're bound to find me. And I've probably got a presence on there so you can follow along with what I do. It's kind of like a case study if you like. I'll catch you really soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Go and implement these tips. It's all about action. Hope this finds you well, and I will reach you and see you really soon. Bye for now.